an inherent farming tool built into him, right? There is Primal Spring, but it's not good enough. It's too much of a mana cost really to just spam it wave after wave, and it can also bait you into getting killed. But having a power on the Monkey King makes this game a lot easier.
Okay, so what draft are you favoring then, Effie?
I still like EG's draft more, I would say.
I definitely like Vici's gaming more than in game number 1. Looking at this Enchantress, it's a really good lane counter for both of the heroes, so they might swap things around. You know, they could potentially put this Elder Titan on the safe lane, and so that you don't have two heroes countered by Enchantress. I think that's the play here.
Well, we are going to have to hear from Vici themselves about their draft, as Frankie is waiting for us on the sidelines with Vici Gaming's coach.
Prepare for battle.
PMA qui PSG.
Thank you. "30 seconds to battle."
Thank you very much, Frankie. Yes, game 2 ready here. EG versus Vici Gaming. We just heard there from the man himself, Fenrir. Would you agree that, you know, they've obviously addressed the fact that the Beastmaster did a lot for EG last game. They let it through here, but picking some stuff up in response. Do you think they've sort of tackled it well?
10 players.
Definitely better responses than the last game, it feels like, but definitely concerned still because Enchantress, you know, that's the laning fix, which last game the lane, like they said, was pretty okay. So let's see what else DY is able to do inside the mid game if he's able to actually help out, because I think also just vision was a huge component of the game. EG just had like perfect vision after that laning phase and just completely dominated on it. Also, we'll see how Ori's gonna do, because he was just completely countered in the last game. He was playing versus the Ancient Seal. This time he has a little bit more liberty until we do see that Yules that's going to be coming out for Void Spirit. The only real natural stun that he has to worry about is the Primal Roar until they do actually have a setup for him. So looking at Ori to have a better time and for him to actually be able to have an impact this time around.
And do you think Vici Gaming this game, old 11, back on the Magnus, pretty happy with the way they closed their draft up this time?
For the game, yes. For the lane, no. For the lane now, it's going to be much more difficult. Last time he had this advantageous matchup because of that Bloodseeker, high base damage, high armor. You could trade really nice with the Clinks with PYW behind. Now it's Razor versus Magnus with an ET behind. So this one should be much harder for old 11 to secure himself last hits.
Obviously fly again. Doing his best to bully back the two of them. Get that space for Arteezy, and you say this time potentially set up some early action for Arteezy. He'll be ready to rock and roll here in the lane as a Razor.
Yeah, he kind of got, I hate to say it, but like he kind of got like carried by his team in the last game. He just had to sit back and farm. So I think this time he's going to be a lot more like impactful, a lot more moving around with his team and just more involved. Just feels like it's going to be more necessary, because also I do think like the mid matchup, it's going to be a lot harder for Abed versus that Queen of Pain. Yeah.
And when you see EG's lineup, do you expect them, you know, is the aim to play as fast as they did in game 1?
Yeah, they've got the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
If they can just start getting the ball rolling, absolutely. We look at the wave clear on the side of Vici. They've got Shockwave, which is probably one of the better ones. The rest that we always talk about is just difficult. Like, of course, you can't really walk up and get like a Scream of Pain to just clear out these pushes that are going to start coming up around, because you're just going to get set up on. So that one they do have a little bit of a worse time. But it all depends, too, is how they play with it, too. Because the Bloodseeker, the last game, they didn't really have him in a position to spam out the Blood Rights. It felt like they wanted it to. As DY with the heal, and as well as having his own Boar, of course, from that enchant.
Now, we'll see how much it sort of affects iceiceice in the laning stage.
Arrow will connect on Poyoyo. He could be in trouble.
I was going to say, he's going to get brought down pretty low here. It's fine. They've still got a south between the two of them.
And nice little high fives in the mid lane. We're seeing a lot more denies. Ori 10-7, 8-6 on Abed. Abed actually getting a lot more denies than I thought he would. The animation of that melee, of course, Wisper having one of the best animations in the game too, is helping him. Not even getting dissimulate, which is cool. I thought maybe he was going to try to play around the shadow strikes, but he's just absorbing them with the resonant pulse.
Yeah, I feel like that's something. Oh, there we have it. This time around, they will get the kill. Bottom lane, iceiceice.
I'm just getting started.
Taken out of this. Already a good start here for Vici in the way that they've changed up the way they want to lane against iceiceice.
It is owning him. Like,
yeah.
He's only got 6 last hits.
Yeah.
DY is doing an excellent job down here with Poyoyo. Both heroes are kind of just way stronger than the setup that they did have before versus the Beastmaster. So that is going to be impactful to slow down the timing of that Dominator that we saw picked up so early on last game.
Now we'll have to see how well iceiceice is able to recover from a bit of a rough lane.
He's level 2. Poyoyo is level 3.5, so is DY. This lane doesn't get much easier either for the Beastmaster because his board is just going to start being susceptible of just getting burst down by the Monkey King a lot of the times, as well as just being taken over from DY.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, right, we saw Beastmasters against the Enchantress just not level the boards. That's just something you can't do in this meta with the way the hero is.
Really. Especially, like, you just have to go the Dominator build now completely, so.
You can't change it up.
Crit, he's going to start moving around. Since that bottom lane, he can't actually apply pressure to Poyoyo. He's just going to start checking runes, helping out Abed so that he gets that advantage over Ori. Again, though, iceiceice, they kill his boar and immediately start committing on him.
He's on his own. It's going to be all right this time round. Boundless had already been used.
Yeah, he's been using it to kill boars. That's why you see Poyoyo being so farmed. 27 and 9. And his net worth is that much higher. It's only 5 last hits plus a kill, but he's an extra like 600 gold over the Razor because it's been like, I think 3 or 4 boars that he's actually been able to secure with the Boundless.
I mean,
very important.
This is a game as well where he's got a Magnus on his side. So
does.
With this start already, the potential is there for Poyoyo to become massive this game.
Crit, just looking to be a nuisance since he knows he can't, as we said, pressure bottom. He looked to snipe mid Courier. Courier actually lived 2 hits, so Ori's will survive.
It's trying to push back old LaNm, but always hard to go when they know he's got the skewer. Well, actually get the skewer back onto Fly. Trap back with the shockwave, not enough damage, and as soon as they have used that, old LaNm has to be cautious of Arteezy being able to punish the fact skewer's on cooldown. This top lane, I mean, 23 for 4 against the 25 for 5. This sort of matchup going much better than you expected for the Magnus.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to have that many last hits, but just great positioning of the lane. I've been seeing PYW getting it to be pulled back for a good spot for him as iceiceice. Boundless is down. He can always go for the TP out, but look at these 8 last hits on Beastmaster.
I mean, he's getting completely pushed out of lane here. I mean, we sort of see it as well with the movements from Crit, maybe sort of just bailing out in that bottom lane. I mean, is there any sort of recovery to be had down here now in this matchup? It seems like it's so far behind. What do you even do down on this half of the map right now in this laning stage?
You wait for a rotation, really. It's like when Abed has level 6 and he can make a move, or Arteezy makes the move down bottom.
I'll jump forward, Abed. Look at the quick grab onto Ori, but Ori's going to be fine. Has got the 6, of course. Sonic Wave with the ready, but still at full HP here, Abed and Fly. DY will be able to top Ori back up, keep him in the lane.
That does mean they know that DY is in the mid lane, so they do know Poyoyo's bottom. They're going to start being able to play a little more confident. iceiceice now showing his face again. And they are rotating a 3rd hero around, so Fly is going to make that move around. They did the same thing around that 6:30, 7 minutes last game too, just to try and apply pressure, but they're going to find DY in the river.
I should have him in. Another step in. And they've got that burst, so DY gone.
Earn secured, earn charge for Crit. And they still do have a catapult bottom too, so iceiceice is looking to get some type of advantages. Poyoyo, long range arrow.
That's going to be a good duration on the stun here. They're in under the tower. Poyoyo's hit the 6 though. Wukong's command is down and look to beat back into iceiceice. Stomp from Fly, stops the chase from Poyoyo, but further TP's coming in. Ori with the jump forward. He has got that Sonic Wave, he'll drop it. Blows up iceiceice, but now he's blinked in and Arteezy turns up for the trees. They were not expecting the Razor to be down here this early. As now over towards DY they go. DY getting slammed down. Poyoyo back in action, jumps over the Fly. Now get the trade back here, Vici Gaming, but yeah, EG really piling up the pressure, trying to force some action down in the bottom lane with an early move from Arteezy.
Sneaky move too, just hiding himself in the trees. They had an Obs ward in the lane, but either way, they did not expect him to be there. Sonic Wave to secure a kill, but Ori dies, and immediately EG responds, going right back bottom. They want to pressure this tower early on. Is giving a lot of space as we see old 11 pretty much has the Dominator finished up in the top lane.
We'll see what the reaction from Vici Gaming will be to this pressure that EG's applying. Poyoyo's keeping... Yeah, okay, now he's going to TP top. They're going to leave this lane.
They did a good job holding it. Lanes again, looking really good for them. Abed looks like he was playing more of the farm game. Even when that whole fight was kicking off bottom, he literally was just farming. I see him maxing Dissimilate too, which is like that big farm mechanic. Now that he's got a haste rune though, looking to get a bit more active. They know that Poyoyo TP top as well. If they can get that kill onto the Monkey King, it'll be huge for EG. But old 11 is in the area, and Ori is also already making the move up top, maybe predicting this.
Poyoyo's going to need help. Remnant is off the mark, and so is the Stomp. Turns around with the Boundless. Need forward for a crit, and they got the damage to take down Poyoyo. Needs one more hit upon him. Fly, he's in to secure the deal. Comes in, gets the kill, now turns over towards Ori. Ori taking some huge damage here for the Elder Titan. Will let the blink back up into the trees they go. Old 11 skewers across, Fly tries to drop down the Stomp. But Old 11 will be able to finish him off before he finishes the Stomp there. So 2 quick kills for Vici Gaming. They do lose their carry though, Poyoyo going down.
Great read though. Just as soon as like the Monkey King shows in lane, they're like, uh-oh, all right, we probably have to help him because all of EG just went missing. So do at least get that trade going for them and probably can transition it into this tower push. Sonic Wave also back up in 2 seconds, so if a fight does kick off around top, might look to fight, but they're a bit unhealthy on the mana pool. 300 on Ori, old 11's out to 60. Unlikely that EG responds up there anyway. Ice, he's lost his board.
Has got Arteezy by his side here. The link's starting to go on to Poyoyo. Let's over the Boundless onto the two of them, but it's a big link. Raw comes out to cancel the Wukong's command, as Arteezy and iceiceice will be able to finish off Poyoyo.
Oh,
he'll get the ult off.
He finished it.
I mean, milliseconds before he dies, so that's going to be 2 minutes on cooldown. No effect to be had from that Wukong's command.
Targeted hits by EG. Arteezy iceiceice is just baiting him. Arteezy just waiting for him to jump in and commit, and boom, instantly gets the connection onto a full static link. Poyoyo has to be more careful. That's 2 deaths back to back. It's gonna slow him down completely. Sure, he's got the Magnus. He's gonna have that empowered to make sure that he can farm in the later stages, but he is into a Razor, so does have to be very careful about how far behind he does fall.
Good setup mid. Stomp into the arrow. EG. Ooh, they've got the damage. He'll blink out. Well, that magical coming in from the astral step. Still finishing Ori off.
EG starting to really ramp up the pressure, and just like last game, they kill the mid twice, they kill the carry twice. Now they're starting to transition this into tower pushes. Vici's gonna have to have old 11 bail them out of this, it feels like, because he's having that really good time, but now their 2 other cores are getting pressured quite heavily, and the supports can't really bail them out of it. Enchantress more of that like super early laning phase hero. It's gonna have to be PYW and old 11, who now does have arcane boots. Was looking like he was gonna rush the blink, but I think he just needs mana to show up. He needs to be in the fights to help out his team. As EG finds stacks, they're gonna be happy. And this is the same exact move from EG as last game.
Same time.
Take bottom, take mid, take over to the triangle. This time it's not versus Adusa, but look at Poyoyo. Level 7, it looks like he's struggling to find a place to be.
Will show himself around the mid. EG, 4 of them having their eyes on the Monkey King.
I think if they connect with that stomp, they just go on him again. Has to be super careful.
The dire scan on the hunt for radiant.
So the next call from EG is going to be already getting themselves back into the jungle of Vici Gaming.
They have this vision up top still. The ward is about to expire.
They want to get old 11.
They see 11. He sees the ward expire.
He's still farming though.
He's still chilling in the area. But look, EG's got a better hit. They're looking for Poyoyo again.
If Abed can close the gap, they'll have a solid setup.
He's sure.
Oh, he's off the mark.
Both
Not able to hit that Remnant, and Poyoyo will be able to walk away there. Bit of a miss from Abed. Back in action in the mid lane. iceiceice getting jumped by Ori and PYW. As Vici Gaming get the kill, old 11 was even looking to get a further catch. Won't manage to quite do so. And now, well, with iceiceice down, Vici Gaming feeling the strength to push back themselves in the mid lane.
Should be able to commit forward for this tower. There's going to be some stall, of course, from the stomps from Fly. Also pulls the aggro of the creep wave, but with these 4 heroes, with the illusions, with the Dominator, should go down. EG's not reacting. continuing to farm bottom on Arteezy, continuing to farm top on Abed. And poyoyo with his Empower is able to farm up that Ancient stack after he dodges the gank.
Yeah, some well-needed space for Vici Gaming, with Vici having to back over away from the Vici Gaming triangle.
LaNm's just how he just farming a storm. He just really wants his blink. He just feels like that he has to be that big initiator for the team, which he absolutely does. It's going to be an early timing too. That could catch EG off guard if they look to make too many of these 5-man movements that they do tend to do with this Beastmaster. PYW does have the ward down. Did see Crit walk in and place this ward, so this one should get dewarded pretty early on. He still has the Sentry ward on him, so maybe it did actually sneak in and he didn't notice it.
Shadows, take us.
They're gonna Moonlight, but it is covered. Obs and Sentry's already down. PYW was prepared at least for that.
They're not looking to bring in any firepower to tackle this head-on. They'll just avoid it.
And Abed just continuing to farm. As we said, the big timing for Abed is really that Yules. They just have no real great ways to set up onto the Queen of Pain if she plays careful, so he's still looking to finish that item up. It's giving Vici that time to farm up, though. The Empower, plus that Blink Dagger now online for old 11.
Let's see how proactive they will be once that blinks out. See if they make a play immediately with the smoke.
Feels like they're getting a much better time this time around of just being able to sit back and farm, not getting collapsed on. EG definitely just feel like they're still farming. Like we said, they still want that Yules and everything on the Void Spirit crit going for that Vessel, which is really good this game versus Monkey King. And with that ward vision, Vici's looking to get a hit. The blink reveal on old 11. It's got to be a big one. And it is.
They've got the catch. Immediate jump from old 11. Opens up onto Abed. No hesitation there from old 11's mag.
Double ults committed. The two big team fight ults too. I thought they might save Sonic Wave and just use the finger, but I guess Ori probably made the call like, I want this kill. I need to get my Orchid online so they can set up these kills a lot easier around the map.
They're on the hunt for the next one now, Vici.
Yeah, they've got the pace slowed down. This is exactly what they want to do with their lineup with Magnus.
Nearly as close as it gets there, as you can see, 51 to 49 right now. And you can certainly feel that EG, they did start to get the pace going, but this time round, in contrast to game one, Vici Gaming holding very well against exactly what EG wants to do.
They're not overreacting, I think, is the biggest thing on Vici. Last time I feel like they were like, oh my god, the map is dwindling, everything's closing, we need to just take a fight, and then they took a fight, they lost it 5-0, and the game felt like it was kind of just over from there. I see everybody just playing their own game. PYW is just hitting more creeps. We see Poyoyo's just farming with the Empower. He's got the Deso finished up. Everyone's just trying to hit an item timing. Kind of chilling out right now. And Deso's done. Yeah, Deso's done for Poyoyo. I believe the Orchid's going to be done onto Ori, and they still have like Blink on Magnus and almost Blink on PYW. So RP up in 40 and almost Blink on PYW. So they can definitely look to fight back versus EG with all these timings.
EG trying to get active here. We'll see if Crit looks to line up the arrow. PYW is into the trees, out for the TP, and they're not going to be able to stop it.
The creeps just creeps are still just on top of Crit. He arrowed the creep right in front of him. Perhaps could have maybe gotten the leap off into the arrow, but I don't think he saw the creep that was just trailing right on top of him.
This is pretty big for Vici. I mean, if Poyoyo gets that BKB on top of the Deso, the early sort of push that EG has been going for, it's going to be hard. He's going to be more than happy to just frontline in the fights, create sort of the attention whilst old 11 looks for the jump in.
They still do have a lot of things that pierce through BKB, though. They have the Roar, they've got that Link that's always going to be really useful versus him, but definitely a necessity versus the burst damage that Mirana and Void Spirit, when you have an ET, provide. He does need that magic immunity early on. So probably double BKB is going to, double or triple BKBs for Vici next. But with their ults up, they can take the fight. Like if EG runs into them, they will battle.
Oh, definitely.
And EG, with the timing as well, they've got the BKB on the Razor, so they're looking to actually get an advantage here by claiming a tier 2 early on. See if Vici reacts to this one.
They're TPing down.
They're spotted though. The Hawk is already on top of them.
Do EG want to dive this? The Sun showing like they do. want to here as they get the Wisper to set up onto PYW. So the line gone, further TP's now starting to come in. EG, looking for the setup on the map, but actually a long TP is actually going to be cancelled. Ori goes to the Sonic Wave, push back, but they just turn straight over towards him. Ori's going to get run down by Arteezy. He's gone. Arteezy's now opting to bail out. He'll TP away. Abed, he wants to go in. In fact, he's straight over towards poyoyo. He's on top of the monkey game. poyoyo's going to fall.
Oh boy. That canceled TP, old 11.
Did he cancel it himself or?
He did. He saw the Aether Remnant right on top of where he's TPing. He probably thought he would just get killed.
They needed him.
Because of that, it's a huge fight for EG.
They needed old 11 over that, whether he gets caught by the Remnant or not. Without him, the team fight just falling completely to pieces. Crit picking up a triple kill. And even off the back of Arteezy bailing out of the fight, he was kind of done at a point, didn't want to risk his own life. It didn't matter that he left. EG still with the firepower to clean up.
11's got to do something big now with him rotating down, but he's gonna just get a kill on Fly, it looks like here. Probably gonna use the finger. But a big play from EG and a big mistake probably from old 11.
Do you think in that situation it would have been better if he just went and tanked the Remnant?
If they made the call to fight down there, more than likely, because he's a 1700 HP hero. They would have to commit so much onto him to kill him, which would probably open up the opportunity for Ori to have survived. So yeah, a bit of a miscommunication coming out from Vici and EG. They capitalize and they're looking for more.
They're going to get the setup here. See if they got the damage. He said he is tanky. This Void Spirit, Abed, he hurts. As that is old 11 gone. EG starting to really hit hard as Vici. They've got to get themselves back together here.
The duo hunting is really potent. Crit as well as Abed can always find these kills as mid.
And Ori.
Crit.
He has blinked in a little aggressively here to try and find Crit. Well managed to jump back out, but Ori's got to be careful. Making moves like that. EG now with more than enough tools to punish.
He's continuing to look to pressure this tier 2.
I'm going to see still DY hovering around this tower. A very risky position.
He's tough to bring down. They'd have to commit quite a bit just to kill an Enchantress. He's got 4 step 2 and tower does go down. Do they get the outpost in time before 20? It's not the biggest deal, but they won't. But now having those 2 outposts, they're going to have access into bottom jungle. And now Moonlight Shadow, they're still looking for these plays. Poyoyo, he was spotted in top. Oh, he's still showing himself.
He is.
He's in a troublesome position.
They've got the lead in. He's going to try and stand his ground and pop the ult. He'll look over towards Crit. Poyoyo, has he got the damage? He hasn't. Crit's out with the leaps. He's away from the ultimate. Arteezy with the static link finishes off Poyoyo.
They just really have Poyoyo's number. They always seem to be able to catch him out. I think he needs to just play a little bit more careful of like not finishing off that one extra creep, as we see a lot of players do. Is like these areas where you are playing around like the dire hard camp up there. I feel like so many times we see players lately, it's like they kill one of the creeps and they're like, wait, something's going on, and they usually bail out. But again, Poyoyo gets caught out, and Crit just super active, just always moving around with Abed.
Jumping straight up to the high ground. He's found the setup onto old 11. That's the Magnus gone. Stomp as well, catching Lion. PYW, he's out of the game. DY's got to run. Quick jumps here from EG. And Vici Gaming, we were seeing when they sort of split up like this, it's terrifying with EG's sort of read of the map, like they had the read of the game 1 game state. They know when you're alone, and they will not hesitate to jump in and start the action.
And they do have such a crazy amount of burst. Like, Crit is level 13. Something we definitely do have to factor in. This high damage that comes from this double Starstorm, Sacred Arrow, also such an early vessel. Like, it is making the difference. That's why you're seeing this almost 2,000 HP
damage.
Magnus just die.
That's insane.
Like, he's owning. Every single time he's been there, and that's what's the most important thing when he's there with Abed.
Yeah.
The Yule setup, it's great. The damage from the Void Spirit's nice, but that little extra bit that Crit's providing is huge. I say little, even though it's the highest damage, but... Now with a pretty big timing here, Aegis. And still able to pick off. They don't have to wait for cooldowns. They've got Roar. They've got that constant combo that they've been doing over and over again in this game. Vici looking to just wait for the BKBs before they really want to take a head-on fight, but they're starting to just lose too much control.
Look at the smoke from EG.
DY.
Now look to take down the edge quickly.
That's a lot of burst. With the natural order now maxed up on fly.
And look at this setup bottom, Abed. He's already over there.
And Crit's there.
You see them make a move in the jungle, and the next thing you know, they're over around this bottom lane. Ori is going to go for the TP out. He'll live today.
Nice Orchid play by him. Does get the Orchid off before that follow-up arrow hits him, so no Starstone from Crit to kill him. But scary. Every time they show themselves on these side
look
lanes,
how fast
Abed and
EG
Crit,
is.
they're killers. Crit's part of 14 of the 15 kills so far.
They have still got that big combo play though, Vici Gaming. If LaNm can find these RPs.
They just need to find the combo plays. EG's just look at the way that they're swinging around the map. It's like every single time. It's just too fast right now for Vici to be prepared for it.
Let's see what Vici can pull together around the mid. They'll smoke up.
Can they land the combo?
They've got to look for this combo.
Yeah,
Hold
poyoyo
11.
has BKB as well, so a lot more survivable.
See who's able to find the jump. Can be PYW.
I see Abed.
Abed.
Ooh.
He's looking to be in a lot of trouble here. Hex with the setup. Abed's been found.
Nice move. Didn't have to commit anything big either. Fingers perfectly fine at this point, and they're still going to have RP and Sonic Wave for the upcoming fight if it does go on to them. And they are avoiding their ancient area. They're trying not to walk into this vision that EG's had control of.
I mean, can you look for something more here whilst Abed's dead, or still the fact that Arteezy has that age just a little too much for you to just charge straight into?
I think it's just breathing room. It's like, all right, Ori, you can actually push out the bottom lane a little bit safer. You can finish up your BKB so that you're not just picked off every time from a Yule's combo. So I think that pick off is just, yeah, finish up a next item.
Money changes hands.
I believe we're seeing this AC getting very close to being completed here by Arteezy.
That's going to be pretty good versus the Monkey King. Counteracting that death so almost entirely on his ult team. Again, just looking to get these pushes going too with the Beastmaster. Playing around that Helm of the Overlord.
And for Vici at this stage, do you think you just let your tier 2s go?
It's just difficult when EG's already set up on it. If you haven't already preemptively set up on it, you have to assume that they have vision everywhere. The Hawk's going to be behind the tower. As EG's been playing in the last game too, there's probably wards all over the place too, so just drop it. Look to make your own play rather than be super reactive, because you know they're going to have vision advantage.
Well, they're doing exactly that. Looking for a tier 2 themselves, but the fortification is up. So if VG want to try and push back up to the high ground, I do still have iceiceice in his army leading in. A bit of damage to the tier 3s now.
Go poke it. Golem's doing work.
Is under attack.
And they're literally just sitting onto the triangle, just continuing to farm that area for Arteezy. Full Ags now finished up for Abed. So, as we mentioned, those BKBs, especially on Vici, are going to be very effective versus that. They don't have one on 11, though. He's actually gone for a Lotus Orb instead.
Did you like that decision? To sort of help against those being caught by the static link?
It'll help out. He'll be able to protect Poyoyo so he can actually stand his ground inside the fights, and maybe he gets a link of his own or reflects Aurora's. Sorry.
Quite a deep move here from Vici Gaming. They're going to go out with the TP. PYW gets left behind.
They both had to BKB to TP out, though. They were very afraid of getting set up on.
Well, the question is, did EG see the BKBs being used?
I don't believe that. I don't think that they did. I couldn't see if the ward actually caught the glimpse from there. I think they were just a bit north of it. So might not know. But they might like to make a move anyway, since they have this vision advantage over this area.
Abed, yeah, he's going to go. He's in with the jump. As you say, BKB still on cooldown for 40 seconds. Or he's ever get the blink off. That's a close one, but he'll live. Regen Rune at the ready as well.
He didn't even switch to Strength Tread, so I was like, oh my goodness. Stayed on the int. Does have a regen, so we'll be able to come back out. Quick move though, EG, that means yes. That was the answer to your question. Did they see the BKB on cooldown? That is a definite yes then.
Oh, Vici starting to step out. I mean, again, they're not playing too fearful here of EG. Aegis seconds away from timing out for Arteezy.
They're playing where they know that they have better vision advantage. Just playing around that one ward. They have sentries in the area so they can see if a Hawk comes in. EG just continuing to play around their vision so they can get that initial go. Vici.
There we have it. Another
Go for
attempt
the
here.
smoke.
Last time, they're only able to get Abed off the back of a smoke. See if they can get something a little bit more this time round.
EG knows this.
Set up in the trees, Crit and iceiceice. They're going to make the jump for Crit. Crit's going to bait the action. They're in, but now the counterplay from Abed. Jump straight over to PYW. PYW wow.
He's gonna tick out.
Get the deny.
Oh, he's actually got the vessel.
Oh,
with the bottle
They
as
want to
well.
deny him.
No, they bottled him up.
I mean, the temptation's there, but indeed, Abed being a bro, if that was any other game, if that was your pubs, Crit would have been dead. But they'll let him live. They keep the man alive. And that was the Sonic Wave
It
burst
sure
for
was. EG, I think maybe that hawk that they had inside the tree line did catch just a glimpse of vision of when they went for that smoke, because their positioning was just way too perfect.
Shadow, take us.
Astro with the Moonlight to try and spread back out across the map. Vici Gaming, despite losing PYW, they're still keeping this pressure on bottom onto the tier 2.
But they saw him. They saw Poyoyo, and they have this ward. So they have complete vision of Poyoyo right now. Arrow?
I mean, it's... Oh my goodness, that was a little bit close. Poyoyo, the last minute jump to the side. He's going to have to put the BKB and go for the TP out. We'll see Abed jump into the trees to look for more. He's got the ult set. He cancels the TP out attempt from Old 11. As Old 11's going to get left behind there. As you say, that ward, giving them the info, Abed able to jump straight in. And those without a BKB, such as Old 11, not able to TP out quite as successfully.
They do get the tower that they came for, though, on the side of Vici. But do have to be careful now that that BKB is on cooldown. We see EG immediate smoke swinging across because they know it's on cooldown. Either the Monkey King or the Queen of Pain will be a free kill if Abed is able to set up onto him. Or iceiceice with a roar. And Vici has to go all the way up into their high ground, which is going to open up the map for EG. Push all their lanes in. It will be a bit difficult for Vici to get out of the map now in these next few moments. And a gem now picked up. So, like we said, vision control, vision advantage. That's what EG's been playing around these last 2 games when they have the Beastmaster. So, makes sense that they pick it up at this early time.
Still just 1k in it. And it just goes to show how
very close.
How much of a swing you will see if Vici Gaming can find that sort of team fight, that high ground defense. Pushing into the high ground against a Magnus is always going to be rather scary. So, Old 11 will have to be on the minds here of EG.
EG has vision of Vici right now in the bottom lane. They have that kind of cute lane ward that I haven't seen in a while. Watching them all TP back, so immediately they push onto high ground. They get a free tier 3 and
and the fortification.
That was...
That could definitely be abused here by EG.
They still see Poyoyo bottom. Look at the line drawn. Will they make it in time?
Surely not quite.
iceiceice has Blink with the Psychic Headband.
They're in with the Roy. Got the BKB off in time.
The sprites are with us.
Back up here as well from Old 11's Lotus, so EG won't be able to continue. There's the BKB, of course, forced here, out for a minute.
Is it down to 6? It is already. How's the Queen of Pain one? Also down to 7 seconds. EG's looking to swing again. They're still looking for something.
Jumps in immediately, does get caught out by the silence, but he's rather tanky. Jump on Old 11. He's not really caught anything. Doesn't get the catch that he needs. iceiceice now heading over towards Old 11. The army of iceiceice just beating through this Magnus, forcing Old 11 back. Poyoyo will get the Wukong's command down to finish off iceiceice's life. But the rest of EG is still alive now, and he's ready to jump straight back in. He's looking at PYW. He needs backup, and he needs it now. Arteezy trying to help out, but the damage from Poyoyo is too much. Another kill here for Vici Gaming as EG losing control in the team fight this time.
Old 11 very greedy, going for that play by himself, jumping in.
Jumping back into the whole squad without the rest of EG quite able to follow him up. Let's see Vici, can they chase for more here? Poyoyo set up onto Fly, jumping forward. He's in onto the Elder Titan, and Vici Gaming getting 3 kills out of this fight.
Out of a whiffed RP, they somehow end up getting the 3 kills anyway.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of a good luck charm. That was an Old 11. Make sure you miss the RP at the start next time. That worked fantastic.
Abed just really overplayed his hand. He thought he could burst the Lion in time, but PYW survives, I think, because of his stick charges. And now into Roche, they're going to clean this one up. Yeah, just as well as that shard.
That's huge from Vici Gaming. A solid strike back here against EG. Now it's their turn to sort of show what they can do once they get this sort of a bump up in power.
And they will give that shard over to Ori as well.
We'll see this again here at the start of the fight.
It looked awkward.
Yeah, just not quite able. It was trying to catch Arteezy there in the RP, Old 11.
And it's like Abed was able to back up, reset with a regen rune, and then either way, they still weren't able to take the fight because of that positioning. Vici just having the high ground advantage.
Yeah, we'll see it here in a second. Abed, I mean, he feels rather strong, but jumping back in like that, that was a huge risk to take.
Yeah.
It does not pay off.
Oh, interesting. Bottom Ori is going to get caught out here. Oh, he spent his gold too. He bought out the Lincoln, so 70 seconds, he's dead.
That hurts. Towards the end of that as well, he could have put the BKB, but the blink was down for a second, so maybe BKB wouldn't have saved him anyway.
Pretty interesting though that he's gone for the Lincolns as well. I know into Roar, a lot more people have been going this when there's only that like 1 or 2 single target things, but neutral items are a thing, and neutral items are what I call kind of the counter to Lincoln Sphere. As we see, there's a headband up on the Beastmaster, so as soon as they identify if Ori has Lincolns and no BKB up, they're just gonna headband break it every single time. So has to be very cautious of his positioning still anyway with that Lincolns.
Gold is a great conductor.
But Vici still with this enormous amount of team fight, and after that last fight too, didn't really point out, they did claim the gem. So we always were talking about that vision advantage for EG. Having this gem is going to make Vici's life just a lot easier of knowing that they're not playing under a Hawk, not playing under a Ward in all these situations. And a very buffed up Poyoyo, as we see an Alpha Wolf following him for the majority of the game. He's got ice armor too, provided from the Enchantress, and that Empower.
With Poyoyo having that Aegis, what's the call here from EG?
Still look to control vision, look to play around those high grounds. If they can get the initial go every single time, it does feel like they have a good shot, but they just really need to watch out for the combo plays, because Vici just has an explosive amount. Very close game though, neck and neck.
This is what you want to see, Vici Gaming.
They've got everything up.
Shadows
EG.
take us.
I think they had vision of that one again. I believe that Hawk that iceiceice has right next to that ancient kind of area did catch a glimpse of it, so they're backing up immediately.
See if Vici's able to catch anyone here. No, just completely playing it safe here, EG.
No risk, yeah. 4 heroes in base. Arteezy hiding inside the trees. Outpost will be claimed. Vici still swinging. 2 minutes left on Aegis.
The prize is mine.
There should be 2 more minutes where EG is focusing on getting their next bit of kit online. See from Ori, trying to get the AC to counteract that of Arteezy. Arteezy very close to having his next item complete, level 23 as well. Still top of the board here, just ahead of Poyoyo.
It's such an even game right now. It's really just, it's gonna come down to those initiations. Who's gonna get the big jumps? Who's gonna delete a hero at the start? Because on top of those big initiations, it's an overwhelming amount of damage that both sides do have.
Vici Gaming, they will look to use his last minute of Aegis to take a tier 2.
Scotty's also now finished up for Poyoyo, so he's gonna have a really good way to kite out those BKBs, especially inside Wukong's versus Arteezy. And tanky now too. Near 3,000 HP on this Monkey King.
Let's see how hard EG want to push the high ground. Still 50 seconds on the Aegis, they've got to be keeping that in mind.
They've got the double catapults pushing in the waves. Mid getting hit, bottom as well.
Vanished, but not gone.
Is under attack.
Both teams very much waiting for the other to make the move here now.
Yep. So Aeon Discs will probably become the name of the game soon too, I believe, on both sides. I was checking to see if Abed, what he's going to be switching around to. I saw he had Hex, now he's got BKB queued up. I think there's a lot of arguments where Aeon Disc could just be one of the better items for both sides, just because, as I mentioned, the explosive capabilities of the initiations from both sides. You're going to want some type of counter initiation if somebody does get caught. Arteezy commits for the full refresh.
Spent all his money. And already, jump in. They'll start the action onto DY. DY's gone. Poyoyo's coming for the lead in onto Abed. Jumps forward with the BKB, the Wukong's command. Abed, can he get out of this? He's up in the air with the Yules. Abed will be able to jump out of the Wukong's with the Astral Step. It's a double kill for Arteezy. He'll kite down the ult of the Monkey King. DY's come back in with the buyback. Poyoyo trying to hide in the trees, but Abed, he's found him. Jumps over Poyoyo. He's out of the game for AC. No buyback on Poyoyo.
iceiceice doing God's work in the back line of the fight. He gets the blink roar onto the Magnus, throws his minions onto him, so there's no follow-up. I'm sure poyoyo is sitting there like, where's old 11? I need you. I need you to get some type of RP, bring them into my Wukongs. But EG kite around the fight, kite the Wukongs, and they catch that Magnus. Nice. Arteezy did commit his refresher, but not his secondary BKB.
Where are you going?
A full minute to play here. No carry up for Vici Gaming. Poyoyo.
It's on 2. Arrow actually off the mark there from Crit.
Jump forward. Look at the grab back up. Jumps in. He's going to get caught as well. Look at the hex. The stun on Arteezy is gone. A beautiful peel off there from old 11 as he gets in, grabs the cause. We'll see Abed continue to try and fight on the double kill as he bursts through Ori and PYW. As old 11 tries his best to hold up the defense tip, and EG will still back up. But still EG getting kills, regardless of the fact that old 11 gets an excellent jump.
Was a buyback earlier from PYW for had to have that skewer into that stun play, but a great pickup onto Arteezy.
And that will stop the momentum for now. EG, they have to retreat. They don't quite get the tier 3 tower. Old 11 keeping the game in decent shape here for Vici.
So it would be BKB for Abed, okay. So gonna go for that defensive route, not feeling like he's gonna get burst instantly.
They're gonna have to be even more careful now with these pushes. Old 11. Ooh. Not quite able to get the setup there, but poyoyo, he's got his eyes on iceiceice, knows that there's a lot on the high ground though.
Yeah,
won't continue to chase.
Still with 2 dead, don't want to commit for anything, and you could just lose the game if you make some type of overextended play outside your base there. Still having RP up too. As we're mentioning, it's eyes on old 11 if he's able to find that grab. But iceiceice was that big preventer last time. Also gonna be going for a refresher.
He's got that level 20, that skewer range as well.
Hasn't picked up the shard. It's multiple games now where I saw like a lot of players, especially on T1, Cuckoo, you know, he's the one who's been prioritizing picking up that shard. 11, I think every game I saw him play Magnus, he never buys the shard. And we've seen how powerful that horn toss can be, so a bit interesting that he doesn't even opt for it.
I think it's just sort of preference, right? I feel like some of these players, they play Magnus so long before that ability was ever added to the game. They just feel that it's not necessary to do what they want to be doing with the hero. Yeah, it's a bonus thing, but it's just something that, you know, if you haven't been playing it in the thousands of games you played in your career, well, maybe not thousands, but hundreds at least, you're not going to feel as keen to just change it up. And old 11, he's comfortable with the style that he's always rocked.
EG's got their lanes in a good position right now still. They're looking to just go right back to bottom.
We'll find that flicker. That'll be nice.
Old 11 finds himself a nice one as well. He gets a ninja gear. So iceiceice's job is going to be a bit more difficult this time around to find that Magnus. Anything else we got? We have Telescope on Crit. Any other big ones? Stormcrafter on Abed. So now he's got a double way to protect himself. The Yules as well as Stormcrafter. And on the side of Vici, we did see Paladin Sword picked up. That was earlier, to be honest with you. And any other big one from tier 4s? It was just, I mean, the Ninja Gear is probably the biggest one for me, just because it's going to protect old 11 so he can get those initiations.
Yeah, Ninja Gear is great.
Yep. Or he's a bit tankier as well now, too. He gets Trickster Cloak on his way toward his own AC to counteract the Razors. But again, very close game.
I mean, this Roche, this is not going to go down too easily.
No.
EG's going to have to take a fight first. Vici game, they're bringing a jump forward onto Ori. The BKB's forced down straight away. They get the Hex, open eye into the stun. The Wukong's command is down onto Arteezy. Arteezy is gone. Has to buy back straight away to return to the fight. Abed charges in over to PYW. PYW goes down. poyoyo will be able to dodge the remnant from Abed. How many on this procs?
Abed on 11.
He's got the setup. I see that block. They put the RP, the Sonic Wave. They're looking to burst through Abed. poyoyo's in. He takes him down. Arteezy pops to refresh. He's got the link building up on poyoyo. iceiceice trying to get back, but Ori jumps in with the burst. poyoyo, he's not got any damage to fight with as Arteezy takes him down. Buyback from the Monkey King. They want to get back in on this. Old 11 jumps in. He's able to pick him up with the horn toss. Skewing back. Crit. He'll leap to the ground, but they've got the damage. Crit goes down.
Instant buybacks, they know how important, how crucial this Roche is. Arteezy using his before. Very good buyback so he can get back into that fight. 70 seconds, no Enchantress. Wukongs, they know is down. RP, they know is down as well. They're committing into the pit. How's Vici going to respond in this 3v5?
EG, can they finish it?
They also have level 25s picked up. 26 on Arteezy, 25 on Abed. And as we've seen multiple times, a Void Spirit once he gets 25 is a complete different beast with that AoE dissimulate stun.
And Vici, they're going to concede the Roche.
And that means a free Aghanims.
Yeah, we'll see this fight again.
It kicked off excellent for Vici. They just completely annihilated Arteezy, but he did have the buyback to be able to get back into the fray. And I don't think they respected him coming back so quickly.
No, they still tried to continue fighting. We see here Abed with the chase down. But jump over to the side and still happy to kick back in as Abed goes in. They try and turn and collapse around him again. This is just buying time for Arteezy to wrap back over. They'll use the ults to go for Abed. They do get him, and that's pretty much everything used. And Arteezy being in position to get that link started on a poyoyo meant that at that point the Monkey King's fight is over.
Allies disappear.
Now, yeah, as we said, the full blessing now for Arteezy. I believe Fly almost has his own full Aghanims on the ET too. They're going to look to progress here. No ults still available on the side of Vici. Horn Toss is purchased for old 11, but iceiceice is in. That's the first roar.
I've got to be so careful now. These buybacks on cooldown could be, it could cost the game here. Poyoyo 6 minutes without that buyback now.
We do see DY also hit level 20, maybe happened during that fight there, but we'll be able to now start enchanting those Ancients. So we do have to see if iceiceice will give some respect and maybe throw his Ancients away out of the fight, since DY will just be able to take over it every single time. And everything's back up, Vici. What can they find?
Oh, they're heading straight out. RP at the ready.
Scary moments here playing without buyback on the Monkey King, playing into that Aegis, playing into that cheese. Abed also does pick up an Aeon Disc afterwards too, so many different forms of protecting himself versus that big wombo combo that Vici has. And Vici, they're not quite at that next big item for Poyoyo to have that big protection. His Satanic is 700 gold away. Does feel like he's going to need it. These fights feel like they're going to start getting quite drawn out. And Fly, as we say, you know, he's trickling slowly towards an Aghanims. He's 250 away. It's going to change the state of the game a lot too, and he's able to stay in the face of these tanky heroes and allow his teammates just to rip them to shreds with that natural order.
Still quite a bit of time to play with the Aegis here for Arteezy, 3 minutes.
Old 11 just keeps going for Alpha Wolves the entire game that I've seen. Just looking for a dominated Alpha Wolf to stick it on Poyoyo.
Oh, here we go.
Scan comes out. EG's aware.
They're going to try and go for this into the Aegis and cheese, but EG, with the Moonlight, they're ready to move in.
They want to take the fight.
Let's see if they catch this Vici with a good wraparound, though. They might not expect them to come in from the side.
They picked up the Satanic also for Poyoyo.
See if they can get the jump. Arteezy, he'll show himself. Quick little poke with the plasma field. Vici now, they're a little hesitant. They know they can't get the jump, the initiation that they wanted to. 11, he's watching for the cliff here. I see jump forward from Abed, he's moving it onto Poyoyo. Arteezy keeps the link going, takes down DY, the roar comes out onto Poyoyo. Get the Wukong's command off. Old 11 still being patient, up on the high ground, waiting for the chance to jump, but he's seen him, the vessel's down. Old 11 no longer able to get the blink on, but iceiceice is gone. No buyback available for iceiceice. EG, they're going to have to do this 4 versus 5 for now. DY, he bought back for this. There's a dieback for the Enchantress. Old 11, oh, he misses completely.
But they found Abed. They found one of the really important kills on the side there. PYW was able to get the chain disable for Poyoyo to engage.
Yeah, I mean, again, another scenario where there's an RP missed, but I don't think Vici minds at all. They're going to start pushing in a little bit down the bottom. No buyback on Abed or iceiceice. This is a long time without 2 of your cores. 11.
Toss.
He's got the grab. He takes him out of the base. They've caught Arteezy. Arteezy is going to go down once. Can they do it again? Can they do it again here? They're going to try, but the BKB's out. Jump forward the Sonic Wave, pushing Arteezy back down to the low ground, but Arteezy's able to get out of there. Moonlight shadows up. Crit gives him the color to escape from the rest of Vici Gaming.
They'll force the glyph. 70 seconds.
And they've got to keep Arteezy safe. His buyback, of course, also still on cooldown for 2.5 minutes.
They should be able to clean up this Rex.
We'll see if they can get anything more. Still a minute, no Abed.
Tough to swing all the way to top, though. That's your 2 mids still up. So they will back up, look to clear out those lanes. Double catapults hitting on mid. Big hit from Vici.
Again, just, I mean, keeping the net worth so even. 21 and 29. Only, well, less than 1K in it.
It's a crazy game too, where we talked about all these like initiations and the big wombo combo, and I feel like the 2 fights that Vici actually won, they did not have the wombo combo land at all. No.
That's how LaNm is using it as a sort of an extravagant taunt.
It was like both of them. The RP whiffed and the Wukong's command was just like this zoning mechanic, but then they just get one single disable onto the Void Spirit, and they have the damage.
I mean, that is pretty terrifying when you're losing the team fights and these spells are all over the place. Imagine when they land. That could be, you know, the end of it here for EG in this game too. This is Vici Gaming starting their way back into this. Money for the full Satanic. Ready on Ori if he wants to spend up. And they are getting some big, juicy items online now.
Everybody really is. Like even like DY. Look at DY's Enchantress. He's just been like quietly farming throughout the majority of this game, as we mentioned, being that level 20 early on. He's got Solar Crest, his Vlad's. He's very survivable. Also having that Witchbane is always going to be nice, this little Dispel. Or as Kyle would like, the Cleanse. It is actually called the Cleanse this time around, so. And he's farming so much just because of his Ancient Creep too. Like he just keeps taking the Black Dragon, and it's a better dragon because it's got that enchant buff on it. He just push lanes by himself. He's pushing mid.
What's the plan now here? Sit back for the next rush.
We gotta wait for buybacks, I think, is the important thing, at least for EG. They've got 60 seconds and 600 gold for Void Spirit, about 1,000 away for Arteezy, also 30 seconds. They're a lot more dependent since they did expend so many earlier. Vici, though.
I mean, they're going to charge straight at EG down here. See who gets the jump first. Smoke dispels on Ori. It's the jump out from Abed. Getting himself a good distance away from Vici Gaming. EG, they are fully aware that this move is in motion from Vici Gaming. What do they want to do about it? DY
getting a real
he's going to show himself into the trees. They find Fly. They'll jump in onto the outer tight, see if they can burst it, but Abed's in over with the Dissimulate. Fly, he'll be able to get the ult out, but Fly will fall. Jump over from Ori straight into Arteezy. There's DY, poyoyo, and Ori trying to focus down the race. The roar comes out from iceiceice to hold back poyoyo. Second roar is going to be blocked by the Linkers of Ori. They've taken out Arteezy. iceiceice have managed to TP out in the trees. That's Arteezy dead. 2 minutes.
No buyback.
500 gold short.
And they still have RP. They can still look to hunt. Immediately pops, I believe, the Ninja Gear on old 11, continuing to hunt.
He's still got the RP. He's ready for another catch. If he catches another call.
The way that they start the fight on Vici is really smart too. Like DY is just like, I'm just an Enchantress at this point. All I need to do is give information for my team to stick onto these targets. If they get even one disable on any of these corners we've seen over and over again, the EG heroes just die.
Yeah, these fights are looking harder and harder for Evil Geniuses. Smoke up to set things up, but still 80 seconds, no carry up for EG as Arteezy. They just have to sit back and watch.
And it's how do you actually deal with Ori now? You know, having the Lincolns, having that 18-second spell block that he picked up earlier from the 25, Satanic Trickster Cloak, he's so durable.
Tries to start the action off. Immediate jumping, they do get the arrow connection into the Dissimulate stun. They've caught Ori. Ori, he's gone. Now over towards Poyoyo. Poyoyo still at the BKB. He turns over towards Abed. Abed's got his BKB ready to go if he needs to, but he's gone over the Hauntos. They've got the Hex as well. Abed still managed to simulate out of action. See, the buyback did come out from Ori here. I mean, it's maybe a bit of an early one. I don't know if he's going to be able to do too much with that. Still, time where Arteezy's out of the game, but it is only 30 seconds or so now. And now Ori in a bit of a risky situation. They lose Ori, and now EG might have the chance to push straight back. We'll see how safe Ori plays it.
Triple arrows online for crit. They just have. I think that's the biggest thing he just has to watch out for since the Rose are on cooldown.
Oh, 11. He's in with the jump. They've caught Abed. They're able to chase him. He's gone. He pops. Buyback out immediately from Abed as now EG they'll let to push back in. 10 seconds until Arteezy's up. They're keeping the racks alive in the mid, EG. Hold 11. He's ready for the jump with the RP though if EG step anywhere close to the edge of their base.
Shadows.
It's level 25 as well on him, so longer RP, 4.75 seconds.
Ice.
The roar.
It's got the first opening. Anything more to go here? Stomp onto the two. Remnant as well. We'll follow up. Drag back out into the arrow.
The force step.
Beautiful play there. Forced into the arrow. Crit. As that is Poyoyo gone. Vici Gamer, they've got to get out of it. There is a buyback available on Poyoyo if he wants to keep the fight going. Old Levin is able to get up to the glyph and TP out. PYW, he's away, but DY caught out by the stomp. EG, they'll run down the Enchantress and take down DY as well.
What a force step. Was that Fly? I think that was Fly's force step. He walked in. I think he used it right at the start there when the arrow was coming in. Or it could have even been a teammate trying to save it.
I think it was either Fly or DY. I think it was one of the two.
It might have been. It's the triple arrows coming into play there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming from all angles,
and now
not a lot they could do.
Refresher shard and blessing on the rush. The most important thing for both sides. Both cores not having buyback now on the side of Vici. Ori as well as Poyoyo have it on cooldown.
Oh, it's risky. Yeah, EG no.
Arteezy just going to run his face
to hit hard. Old 11. On the high ground though, hard to push into this Magnus when the Blink RP is ready. But Vici Gaming, with the state of their buybacks, they're playing it very safe. Back towards the tower. Now they look to get in off the back of their own smoke. They look for the long wrap around. They want to try and enter through EG's high ground. Down this river. Oh, they get the jump on the grip, but now the counter plays in. They're in. PYWZ on disc. He's going to get proc. BKB comes out from Poyoyo. He's got the Wukong's command now. PYW slides up to the side. Abed, BKB short to where off fly. Trying to get on Poyoyo. The RP's there, but the BKB's already out. Arteezy, so the skewer has no effect. Arteezy turns over towards Ori. Ori has to blink out. Bellis is down onto Arteezy. Fly. He offers some safety here with the storm setup. Arteezy trying to run, but Ori jumps in. The burst is there for Poyoyo. He's ticking down to the Spirit Vessel. The burst from Abed Dissimulate takes Poyoyo out of the game. 2 minutes. No Monkey King for Vici Gaming.
Ori in a bit of a weird spot. Will be able to get himself away. They focus so much onto Poyoyo. Tons of buybacks
Catch
coming
on
around.
the PYW as well. EG, they're not done yet. Dissimulate over to the side. They found the line. DY's trying to punch back into Arteezy, but there's nothing that this Enchantress can do. He's got to run. Old 11 attempting to skewer back to the high ground, but Abed's got the chase. The disc is back up, but the Dissimulate's in. Abed takes down another.
But now Ori's on Abed. The storm crafted to dodge.
Still got the Yules. Now they're ready to turn. Link is being popped. They get the skewer back up to the high ground. They've caught iceiceice. No Beastmaster for this push. And with iceiceice gone, that might be enough, along with Fly also down right now, to stop EG from being able to punish the fact that Poyoyo's dead for a full minute.
Absolutely insane fight. Look how much damage, what, 28,000 damage from both sides. Everybody using like 50 different spells. Very nice. EG. Now, since they do have that number advantage, are starting to work on that rush. Arteezy in the pit.
We'll see the start of this fight again.
They kited Poyoyo. They didn't really stand inside the Wukong almost at all, and it really was the buybacks that EG just had a bit more of that allowed them to take a bit more of an advantage in that at the end of it all.
Yeah, have that BKB off in time there, Arteezy.
He would have been dead otherwise.
Absolutely.
If he did not. That skewer into the Wukongs, he would have died even earlier.
Time to just draw out and just a perfect read of when to get back in on top of Poyoyo. We're seeing Abed having some fantastic decisions when it comes to getting out of the fight and knowing when he can re-enter. He had that error earlier in the game where he made that play back into the full squad of Vici Gaming, but now the choices that he's making when it comes to playing these team fights are immaculate.
Just a constant reset. They just have so many different methods to get in and out of the Wukongs that it's allowing Abed to get, what, like, I think he got like 4 or 5 Dissimulate stuns onto heroes, so it's like 10 seconds of stun that's coming out just from that ability. I'm starting to get more of these level 25s coming out.
What's he doing with the axe here, Abed?
Who doesn't have one? Who do you even want to give it to, actually? Do you just give it a crit?
I think give it a crit.
You don't really have anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, Fly already has it. He's the most important one besides that, so.
I mean, you sell it? You can sell that one, right?
Sure. Probably more useful on a hero.
I'm sure it is. We'll see how greedy Abed is. See this move on 11. Oh, he's found him. He found Arteezy. Drag back onto Yatoro. They'll blow him out quick with a finger. That's the Aegis gone.
They've got the Wukong right on top of him, too.
Sonic wave from Ori, pushing back Fly, so Fly won't be able to get back over and help out. Jump forward onto Arteezy, pop the refresher, the BKB, he's trying to run. Another use, the refresher shot, and the refresher off use, but he can't keep himself alive. He's out. 2 minutes. No buyback for 5 minutes. A huge catch there. It's Arteezy on his own with the Aegis and refresher shot. It doesn't matter.
Did he used everything too. I think he used 3 BKBs. He tried to use 2 or 3 flickers to survive.
He pressed all the buttons. It wasn't enough.
He was completely alone. And they did do a good job. Ori, he jumped the backline. He jumped onto Fly, made sure that Fly wasn't going to be able to do any type of disengage. Those buybacks from earlier that EG had to use for the fight, now hurting them. DY.
Well, maybe the Aghanim's on iceiceice will help a little bit here, spamming those axes out.
Okay, did pass it over to him.
Bit of deep push BYW, he's just stepping straight back in, so it's Abed though! Abed moved up, he on this full proc, he'll look to jump in with the 2-man, dissimulate stun, gets himself back out with the astral step, jump forward, hold 11, RP onto the 2, the BKB was up already though from Abed, so Abed will live, but Crit will not. Marana is gone, still 1 minute without Arteezy, Vici Gaming, they're ready for the next one, Abed. He's going to turn over towards BYW, but Boyer upon him, the Hex is there, Abed is gone, no buyback on him, GG is called, Vici Gaming will take this game 2.
What a wild game, hundreds of buybacks it felt like this one, but Vici, even though they didn't get the best connection some of the times with their huge wombo combo, at the end of it all, they just out-team fight EG in several different situations. EG just kept throwing bodies with more of the buybacks, but as for the scaling went, Vici just continued to scale just that much harder with their heroes.
Yeah, that was one of those games where the fights were so frantic that you know that you had to be completely focused, and Vici Gaming indeed pulling themselves together in a fashion we've seen them struggle to do so in a few games here on the main stage, but this game showing that magic's certainly still here from the squad.
And especially the man we just saw on your screen there, Ori, walking out of the booth there at the end, made up for all of his tough games that he's had at the main event. 15, 6, and 10 on the Queen of Pain. Item decision actually ended up working perfectly, going for that link, and he blocked I don't even know how many Auroras, and his target priority inside the fights was excellent. He always was either finding Abed with the Orchid catch, getting him with the catch, or finding Fly in the back lines.
And we saw, you know, this time at the start, EG, we knew they were going to